Welcome to Her Tarot Readings, where we do gratitude journal prompts for people like you so that we can get to the transitions of life. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So today we're going to do the same thing we do every day, which is our gratitude. But today I have watermelon juice. Doesn't it look so nice and so red? This is definitely like the root chakra color right here. Yep. So this is what we have today. As usual, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the moon sign. I feel like once it starts getting to the last day of the moon sign, I'll be like ready to move to the next one, right? And the next one's gonna be Wax and Gibbous Capricorn. Let me make sure today's Wednesday, July 9th. Oh, I think it's in Capricorn now. Let me make sure. So yeah, it's currently in Capricorn. So previously it was in Sagittarius. Now it's in Capricorn. So we'll talk more about the Wax and Gibbous Capricorn moon today. It's literally at 1 degree. It's literally at 1 degree. So it just moved into Capricorn. So yay. Yay. And we'll talk about what that looks like when it's in your house sign, and we'll talk about what that looks like in general, how you can manifest with it. So we finished a whole section. We finished the first section. In this gratitude journal, it's split into just different sections just based off of the quote. So this is one quote, and then you'll see this second quote right here. So this is like one whole section. And you could tell like a lot of the questions on this one was focused on your earlier years. So they're not all focused on one area of life, but you'll kind of see a theme when you're in a certain section. So we passed this one. Shout out to Benji Franklin. He said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. If you don't know what interest is, it's time to get on your Zoom. It's time to get on your Zoom. So let's go ahead and move to the next question. This is what it looks like. So it says, what emotions comes up when I check in with my money? And how do I meet them with love? Wealth is not about having more, but needing less. That's the quote at the bottom. It says, wealth is not about having more, but needing less. So it's like, a lot of people think, I need money because of this, and this, but you need what's beyond the money. You don't need particularly just the money. You're seeking what's beyond it, which a lot of times it's a feeling of safety, security. It could also be a feeling of wanting to be seen, wanting to be admired, wanting people to praise you. Some people have that. That's why some people want to be famous, because they feel like they wasn't seen. They want to be seen. So let's go ahead and get into it. Again, it says, what emotions comes up when I check in with my money? How do I meet them with love? Hey, I don't think that I have to keep explaining why we do gratitude, especially why we do the gratitude journal. But at the same time, I do feel like I should. So again, gratitude just means goodwill. Goodwill. That means good meaning supportive, will meaning a desire, a wish, a want, how you speak in general. So supportive thoughts, supportive desires, supportive wishes, supportive mindset. Thank you so much. And so when you have goodwill and you treat your mind as if you have goodwill, that is a form of gratitude for where you at. Thank you guys so much. Can y'all give me a double tap and like the live for me so we can reach more people who are interested in gratitude journaling and who want to manifest money through gratitude journaling? Hello, everybody. I appreciate you guys. I'm seeing 11-1. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, Goat. Can I get more people to like the live so we can reach more people who are interested in manifesting? You said, oh, heck no. You ain't got to if you ain't want to, but I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. So we are focusing on this. What gratitude journaling does is it focuses you on changing your mindset from whatever it was, which a lot of times it is negative, to something that is more of goodwill, thinking more in a positive light, thinking more in the mindset of I have, it's coming, it will come, opening yourself up to what you're seeking, which what we're seeking is a healthy relationship with money. So if you're not interested in manifesting through shifting your mindset, which I feel like is one of the easiest ways to manifest, then that's on you. That's on you. That's on you, baby. But we're going to go ahead and get started on the gratitude prompt. Go ahead and give me like a thumbs up or something if you want to manifest. If you're learning how to manifest, if you want to manifest money, even if you just want money, like, go ahead, show me what's up. Show me what's up. If you don't want to manifest money, give me a thumbs down. Okay. It's giving Pisces energy with the foot. It's giving Pisces. It's giving, you know, it's giving children on the live. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you want to do it on your end, go ahead and do it on your end. Oh, now I'm over here pressing buttons. Go ahead and do it on your end, and we'll talk about it. We will talk about it in just a second. Okay. Let me know if you're in the chat. Hello, hello, everybody. So I hope you like the video. Out here just posting random stuff. Okay. If you're looking for the prompt, it's what emotions come up when I check in with my money and how do I meet them with love? That's the prompt for today, y'all. Again, we're doing gratitude journaling, so if you're interested in manifesting money, that's what we're doing today. Oh my God, it's been raining all month. It's literally about to rain. It's been raining all week. It's summertime. When has it ever rained this much in the summer? It's crazy. So, y'all, literally. So I'm doing this gratitude prompt right now, and the prompt asks, "What emotions comes up when you check with money, and how do I meet them with love?" And I'm realizing that I don't. I don't meet the emotions with love. I don't. Hey KZ, how are you, baby? I don't meet the emotions with love, literally. So I said it's time to do some emotion shifting. And if y'all be with me, y'all know exactly how I do that. Page 33 in You Are Programmed is exactly how I do my emotion shifting. So it's very hard. I'll answer the first portion of the question for y'all. When I check in with my money, so I have an app called Monarch, and what I used to do was I used to like do like a monthly like budget. Like I would track all of my money personally on a Google sheet. But that just became so exhausting, and I would get so much anxiety having to do that every single month. So I said something else needs to track my money. So that's why I downloaded Monarch, so it can track my money for me, and it's in all of my bank accounts, and I don't have to go through all my bank accounts to do all the work, you know? So literally, even when I have Monarch, I still sometimes be like, I don't want to look. What's the damage? You know how to be like, what's the damage? What's the damage that's been done? Like, that's how I be feeling sometimes. Like, okay, I just spent money. Like, oh, all I've been doing is eating out. All I've been using my money for is to eat, is to do this, is to do this. So a lot of times it's like a disappointment. Like, okay, I just spent all this money on eating out this month. Like, look how much money I wasted on eating out. Even though it's really not wasted, because it's like, I don't want to cook every day. It's really an investment. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like an investment. It's so weird having emotions, man. It's so weird. But some of those emotions that I would get, sometimes I'll be super excited. Like when I check in my money, like if I just got paid, like I'm super excited. Hello. And but also, like, if I just spent a whole bunch of money and I know I just spent a whole bunch of money and I knew I was just spending money, like, I'm like anxious and scared. And at the same time, I don't know. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna quickly do an emotional check-in and try to shift some of those. So if you ever use this, I'm not gonna really go through this. I'm just gonna try to do it real quick by myself. So I feel anxious about the money because of when I spend so much money. When I spend a whole bunch of money, I'd be like, oh my God. It's like, it feels like tightness up here, especially in my throat. Like, oh my God. Like, oh my God, I just spent so much money. And I guess when I'm thinking about it, it's only when I spend a lot of money. Thank you so much. It's only when I spend a lot of money, I'll be like, oh my God. And it's like right here. I can feel it right here, like tightening up, like my throat chakra, you know? So I no longer want to feel this emotion because I want to spend a lot of money. I want to spend more money than what I spend now. Period. And I would actually, when I spend money, I would actually prefer to feel excited. Excited. Eager. Ready and prepared. It's not really prepared. It's not like I want to be prepared. I just want to be like with it, like period. Like I got this. Confident. That's what it is. Emotional intelligence is important. We got 4 people who voted. Let's see what y'all said. So 75% said not enough. 1 person said yeah. I want to see who say more than enough. I want to know who feel like they got more than enough money. So I'm trying to be around y'all. Period. So I want to feel excited, eager, and confident. And a previous time when I felt that was, when have I felt excited, eager, and confident? Ooh, you know when I felt excited, eager, and confident? It's with this. It's with this. I always feel excited, eager, and confident with any of my gratitude journals, but especially like a new gratitude journal. I'm excited, I'm eager, and I'm confident because I know the benefits that they bring. And I love, okay, so I know the benefits. I love to write and journal. I created them and I get to see the product of my creations. So yeah, that's why I be feeling excited, eager, and confident. I'm like, yeah, especially when I share it. When I share with y'all. When I'm sharing with y'all. Even talking about like the moon phases, and when we talk about how to manifest with the moon at the end of the lives, on each particular day. I'm also feeling like excited, eager, and confident as well because number one, I love the moon. You know, I read from this book, Moon Phase Astrology, which is one of my favorite books. So it's kind of like, because I have the resources, I have everything. So the next step is to feel the emotion. What does that feel like? I feel it like right here in my chest. Hey, handsome. You're so handsome, so cute. I'm talking to my son, if y'all was wondering. Felt and her. What else am I into, Nightcrawler? What you know? I'm into mindset. I'm a mindset coach, mentor, and expert. It is raining. It's raining. I'm into mindset. I'm into tarot. I'm into the moon. I think they all kind of got something to do with each other, really, in my eyes. I'm into emotional intelligence. I'm into journaling. I'm also into the classes that I take. I love learning about spirituality. Yeah, I love it. You gotta have a lot of different hobbies so you can have like a variation, so you don't have to do the same thing over and over again. And when you have a lot of hobbies, the fun part about having a lot of hobbies is seeing how they tie into each other, because everything is connected some way, somehow. We just don't always see it. And that's my favorite thing about mindset and like studying like divination or studying the moon, is like there are things that link. Studying astrology, there are things that link and we don't ever think about it. So where was I at? So when I got my gratitude journal, I'm like, yes, finally. That's how I be feeling. Yes, finally. When I get to do my gratitude journal, I'll be like, yes, finally, because I'll be so excited. Emotional intelligence. This is a good question. My definition is the one that's online, so I'm going to read it to you. That's my definition. The ability to understand, use, and manage your emotions in positive ways to relieve stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others, and overcome challenges and build stronger relationships. That is the definition of emotional intelligence. But intelligence in general is just the ability to know, learn, and use whatever you know and learn in various environments. So yeah, somebody might be smart. We just talked about having different hobbies. That is intelligence. If you ever want to know what intelligence really is, watch that show Crime Scene Kitchen. If you watch that show Crime Scene Kitchen, that is the pure definition of intelligence, because they are taking knowledge that they learned in a different environment, different settings, and they're applying it into one particular crime scene kitchen where they have to figure out what was cooked, how it was cooked, what it looks like from the clues. And if you are, most of the time when you watch, the people who are the most intelligent in their career field as being like a baker or cooking or a chef, those are the people who figure out them clues very easily, are quicker, and they're more confident. So it's kind of like when we just talked about having hobbies and stuff. Intelligence is the ability to look at the hobbies and then say, well, this is why it's similar to this. Like, let me try to do one real quick. So, like the moon. I love learning about the moon. The moon changes every 2.5 days. It changes signs. It changes the phase, everything. When you look at the moon and you compare it to mindset, during the full moon, a lot of people are a lot more emotionally, not just aware, but emotions are at more extreme during the full moon. The full moon affects so many things. It affects the parasites in your body. Y'all didn't know that, did y'all? Y'all didn't know that. The parasites in your body is affected by the full moon. It affects animals. It affects the waves. It affects hospitals, police stations, all those things. Everything is a lot more intense during the full moon. So how is that affecting your mindset? That means most of the time people's mindset is probably more intense around the full moon. This is, things get connected. So that's how you use intelligence. So when you apply it to emotions, right, you apply your emotional intelligence. It's kind of like saying, okay, yes, I'm at home, and when I'm at home, let's say my mom, my dad be pissing me off. Well, I'm not going to go out and act the same way just because somebody else pissed me off. I'm not going to respond to them in the same way as I may respond to my mom and my dad. I'm going to respond to them in a completely different way because I have the intelligence to do that. I have the ability to do that. Hopefully that makes sense. But let me finish this real quick. Okay, yeah, you say yeah. Thank you for letting me know. Oh my gosh. It's crazy out there, y'all. So what I just did was trying to emotionally shift in emotion. So I told you guys earlier that sometimes when it comes to money, when I spend a lot of money, I get anxious. I know why I get anxious is because I'm not looking at the bank account. I just know, okay, I got some money, I'm gonna just spend it. And it's not in the right bank account of me just spending money. It's in another bank account. That's the problem. I got my spending money where it's like you spend money, you can spend whatever you want on this, in this account. But in this account, you shouldn't touch it. But I do, I ain't gonna lie, I be spending money in an account I shouldn't be touching. And that's why I be having anxiety. Because I'm like, in my mind, it's like, I don't really have the money and I'm spending the money. So what I realized through this, because this journal prompt asked me, how do I meet it with love? Well, I don't meet it with love. I just ignore it and I keep going. And I just be like, y'all didn't see that, right? You know how they be on TikTok? They be like, So you with that man and he ain't did nothing for you, and he made you walk to McDonald's to get a McChicken for him and you at 12 o'clock in the morning, and you really got the McChicken, and you came home and he was with another bitch. Who said that? That's how I be feeling when I spend a whole bunch of my money and it's not the right money to be spending. So when I was shifting through the emotions, one thing that I like when you do that is you have to compare one experience to another experience. This is another form of intelligence. It's being able to compare two different experiences and finding the similarities. So when I compared my gratitude journals, because again, I make these gratitude journals, I put the picture on here, I do the color, I put every single prompt in here, you know, I tailor these to specific domains of life. You know, I make these particularly for me, but I also publish them because I know the benefit of doing this. So I put them out there for y'all to use as well. But I do create these for me first. I'm not gonna lie. And I've seen the benefit of doing it. So I realize when I do my gratitude journals, I be excited, I be eager, I be confident. I be confident because I know the science behind doing it. I be excited and eager because I've been waiting for this. I'm ready. I'm ready for the shift. So I know that when I do my gratitude journal, I feel like up here, and it feels like me smiling. I feel like, yes, finally, yes, I'm so excited. And the similarities that I find between, you know, me spending money and me doing my gratitude journal is that for both of those, it is something that I worked on, something that I built for a part of my life, and I get to use it. So it's like that's how I'm going to start meeting my money with love, is by me saying, I built this. I have this money for a particular reason. It's in this for a particular reason. I'm going to use the money because I'm excited to use my money, period. And I like doing my emotional shifting steps because it opens up your neurological pathways, right? When I was just talking to ChatGPT earlier, we was talking about this earlier because I was affirming. I just thought 333 as well. But it opens up those neurological pathways. It allowed you to start thinking a new thought about something. And this was never a thought that I would have ever had just thinking by myself. But as I'm comparing it to a previous situation where I felt the way that I want to feel, now it's easier for me to see the truth of this is what it's like. So yeah, I may feel anxious, but now I realize I worked for this money. Like, I literally worked for this money. I have the money. The money should be used for a particular reason. So I need to start figuring out more of, if I'm not using it for this, I need to put it in an account where I can use it for this. And one thing that I learned from one of the people who was the most financially savvy around me, was that your bank account should always be at zero. I'm telling y'all something that I'm still learning myself. But it's one of the smartest things that I ever learned. I was told your bank account should always be at zero. Why? Because you should put that money into its particular places. The money that you get should always have a home, should always have like an outlet. You know how lakes, you have like a stream or river, and then it goes into different areas. One stream may go into the ocean, another stream may go into a river, another stream may go into a lake. When you have the streams of your money flowing into different areas, they have a home. So figure out where you want your money to be homed at, and it should not just be in one place. You should have a home for your emergency savings, a home for fun, a home for investments, a home for this, a home for that, a home for this. I have to get better at finding homes for my money. And I think that will build my, that will remove a lot more anxiety, and that will give me a more of a stress-free experience spending my money. So that's how I'm going to meet with love. I enjoyed this one today. I really did. Let's go ahead and talk about the moon phase because I don't have that much time. It's so funny. I'm excited to do the next one with y'all tomorrow. So let's talk about the moon phase. So it is the waxing gibbous in Capricorn. Remember, waxing gibbous means preparing, refining. Preparing, refining. So they say this is a moon of learning about value and values. Values vary widely depending on what the community can afford, what is currently desired, how well the material is polished, whether it was made into a shape that appeals to most people or to only specific people. And even on luck itself, so people with wax and gibbous moon in Capricorn, y'all may be proud of yourselves and y'all's capabilities, but y'all struggle with how much you should be paid for y'all's capabilities. And you know what's interesting? Was I born on waxing or waning? Let me see. I was born on the gibbous moon. Sometimes I be forgetting which one it is. I think it's waning gibbous. Yeah, well, I don't remember. Anywho, I was gonna say something, but I can't remember. So on this moon, we work at a craft or skilled labor that directly benefits a group. We don't, however, donate our work. Instead, we can concentrate on figuring out a fair price, one that the group can reasonably afford, and at the same time, one that will do an honor to our efforts. Most commerce doesn't try to find that middle point. It tries to get whatever the market will bear. In the face of the market trying to bear as little as possible, to find the right value for our craft means setting aside our need for security and perhaps thinking outside the box about what our labor is worth. Perhaps if there is no money, barters will do as well. But that requires even more negotiating, thinking about the value of people's efforts. Okay. So this is definitely a time. This Capricorn moon, wax and gibbous Capricorn moon, is a time not just because this is talking more about physical, like actually working in products. But this is interesting because I can just see this as just being, right? Just being in groups of people, relationships with people, business. How much are you willing to settle? What is your value? What is your personal value? Your emotion, like how do you value your person? And how much are you willing to compromise or sacrifice to meet the market, meet your environment, the people around you? Are you willing to lower your spiritual price because nobody around you can afford it? Are you going to go find your market? Are you going to go out and do the journey to go get to the market that is going to be able to afford your price? So in the book, this is talking about actual like skills and labor, but I'm seeing this in a different light. So this is for the Capricorn moon, this is a day where you find value in your skills. This is a day where you journal about your skills, your abilities, what people pay you for, what you can be paid for, the work that you do, and then ask yourself, are you being valued? Are you being paid enough? Is this appropriate for you to survive and for the people around you to survive? This is a time where you start looking at yourself and saying, if I'm not being valued, I'm not being paid enough, is this the right audience for me, or should I be in a different environment? Let's see. So how can we manifest with the wax and gibbous moon in Capricorn? Shout out to all these Capricorns, the most hardworking people, especially Capricorn moons. I know y'all probably either was the oldest or y'all had a lot of work to do when you was a child. You probably, even if you wasn't the oldest. Shout out to all the people whose moon is in the 10th house, because you damn near Capricorn moon too. Don't play. So if you're looking to manifest certain things, the Capricorn moon is going to be a time to manifest career and your ambition, financial foundations, we talked about that already, structure and discipline, legacy and purpose, boundaries and self-respect, grounding in earth energy. I would also say relationships with men, relationships with the male figures in your life, relationships with father, if this is what you want to do. These are times to manifest all of these things. If you're wanting a new job, this is a time to start manifesting. Today, because today is the 9th, I believe the full moon is tomorrow. Today is a time where you start preparing and you start telling yourself, okay, this is what I want. This is the goal. So that tomorrow, when the full moon is here and the moon is at its highest, or at least as the moon is reaching its highest peak, you'll be able to confidently, clearly do whatever you do on the full moon. We talk about how powerful the full moon is. Do whatever you do on a full moon, whether that is journaling, whether that is emotional regulation, whether that is neurological regulation. I always say neurological, but that's not how you say it. Whether that is spell work, rituals, candle magic, like praying, and all of these are going to be rituals that you can do on the full moon. So I can't go into too deep because I am running out of time. But depending on what house that this is in, it gives you more information in your birth chart. It gives you more information about what the full moon may mean for you, how this may be affecting you. So wherever Capricorn is, pay attention to it, look into it, see what you're interested in manifesting, and do it. But I'm going to go ahead and head out. I appreciate everybody who's coming in. While I'm leaving, I feel so sad because I wish I could have been here. But mind you, this is watermelon juice. It's really delicious. But yeah, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and head up out of here. Today was a good, it felt really good doing all of the things we did today. Today what we did was we did our gratitude prompt, and I even added in the emotional regulation steps that are on page 33 in You Are Programmed. So it felt really good doing this today. I'm not going to lie. Because now I can see I shifted in a mindset and a behavior, and now I'm going to implement that behavior naturally because it's something that I really want to do. And I'm excited to see how things change. But I'll talk to you guys later. I love you guys. Bye-bye.